Gears of War 5 is a multiplayer shooter. Probably got some single player in there or something. I don't know. I'll tell you one man who does know, though. Is Liam McKelvey, who's sitting right here.
Hello.
My name's Mike Williams. Liam's the one who plays all the games on Special Moves, so that's why he's here telling us about his time on the Gears 5 tech test, right?
It was called the tech test. So there is actually single player in Gears 5.
Thanks.
You couldn't actually play it as part of this tech test. This was multiplayer only.
Yeah.
And so, if you have Xbox Game Pass or you pre-ordered the game, everyone got access. Well, not everyone, because I just said you have to have Game Pass or pre-ordered it.
Just a very specific subset of people, actually.
Exactly, so not everyone at all. But some people had access to this Gears 5 tech test, which was basically a stress test for their servers.
Yeah.
Because the game is actually out in September, and they wanted to make sure the servers were going to be ready for launch day. Because, well, servers famously die on game launches because everyone gives them the hug of death trying to play the game. To do this, they let players choose from 3 different game modes to play from in the multiplayer.
Okay.
There was a new game mode called Arcade, which I'll go into a bit because that's probably the most interesting part of it. And then there was 2 classic Gears games modes in the ranked play section, which was King of the Hill and Escalation. So everyone knows King of the Hill as capture the circle and try and hold it to get the most points. And then Escalation is capturing a bunch of rings, again, to build up your points.
Okay, then. So give me a bit of background first. Are you a big Gears of War fan? Have you played all the others?
I'd say so. I've played all of them apart from Gears of War Judgment, which was that spin-off they made on 360. But I've played Gears of War 1, Gears of War 2, Gears of War 3, and Gears of War 4. So
what is it? What is Gears of War? What is a Gears of War?
It's a cinematic cover shooter, is I think what Epic Games called it.
Right.
Epic Games, obviously, they used to make Gears of War. They don't anymore.
Quite a pretentious way to describe a game that's got machine guns with chainsaws.
Big hulking monsters and men chainsawing each other to death.
Yeah.
So it's a third-person shooter at its core, and it was the game that popularised cover mechanics. More importantly, some people would argue it defined the whole generation worth of shooters.
Yeah. There was a game called Kill Switch or something like that.
There was I played that on PS2.
Yeah, me too. And that was, I remember people raving about that, but there wasn't much to it really. And it was definitely Gears that sort of properly kicked it off and gave you a multiplayer experience that was something different from your arena shooter or something or whatever or a Halo. All right then. So what's the crack on Gears 5 then? How does it compare to because you've played a lot of games through the series? How does it compare?
So immediately, if you've played Gears of War 4, it might strike you as a bit familiar to that one, because it's made by the same developers. They go by the Coalition. Yeah. So it's not made by Epic Games anymore.
They're like an internal studio, I guess.
Yeah, Microsoft own the IP, and the Coalition is a studio Microsoft made to exclusively work on the Gears of War IP.
Yeah.
And so it plays a bit like Gears of War 4, which was their last game, which not a lot of people played, actually. It's bit underrated, I think, Gears of War 4.
You reckon it's a good one, right?
Yeah, the story mode is anyway. I didn't play much of the multiplayer in Gears of War 4, but what I did play of it, I did like. So if you've not played Gears of War for a long time and you jump into this tech test, there's still a lot of people rolling around with shotguns and blasting you in the face at close range.
Yep.
That is still a thing. There's still a lot of people trying to chainsaw you to death.
Yeah.
But that's probably a bit of a discredit to Gears of War 5, because their new game mode, like I mentioned before, Arcade, is probably the bread and butter of the online mode this time around.
Okay.
And they've described it as having a bit of hero shooter elements with a bit of team deathmatch mixed in there.
Okay.
So in Arcade, you pick a character. So you can pick like JD Phoenix or Kate Diaz, or which, if you've not played Gears of War for a while, these names are going to mean absolutely nothing to you.
JD Phoenix sounds like some fucking Aldi Spirit or something. Do you know what I mean? Like some sort of bourbon equivalent.
He does, actually. He's actually Marcus Phoenix's son. You can play as Marcus Phoenix in this one, Old Man Marcus. But when you pick these characters in arcade mode, they each have 2 passive abilities. So Kate Diaz, who I played a lot, she's got increased movement.
Yeah.
And I think
passives
so they're just on all the time.
Yeah,
you don't actually have to enable these abilities.
Yeah.
So if I remember rightly, her abilities were faster movement, so you could get around the map faster. I want to say it was faster revives as well.
Right.
And then in arcade mode, each character has a set loadout, but as you get kills, you can buy additional weapons, a bit like Counter-Strike, where you get more kills, you can buy better weapons.
So there's a bit of depth to it then. There's a bit of...
they've tried to do something new with it.
Yeah.
And so I quite enjoyed it. It was Arcade is easily the one I've played the most out of this tech test because it was new and it was something fresh for Gears, which I quite liked. And yeah, so I've never struggled to find a match in this tech test, so I think it's gone down well, at least with other people. And from what I've read online, the impressions have been, I think, mostly positive.
I mean, it does. Yeah, you do sound like you had a good time with it. Like
I did, yeah.
You know, for something called a tech test, like Jake raised this before, that, you know, it doesn't immediately strike you as something that's. It sounds like it's going to be fun to play.
No, it does sound like you're sort of like being an unpaid tester almost.
Yeah, but you know, and to think that it's something you have to technically spend money to be a part of, it's not an amazingly appealing prospect unless you're a massive Gears fan. But
no, I think it might have been better. Well, cause it's a bit weird. I wouldn't have called it a beta because it's not buggy at all. It is actually very well polished. Like I played it on PC, and I want to say it ran amazingly well. But I have just recently upgraded my computer.
Yeah, so you've got a bit of a juggernaut to run it on.
Yeah, but from what I can tell, it's got an included like benchmark in it.
Okay.
So it defaulted to like ultra everything when I booted it up, and it ran in very high, like I think above 100 frames per second most of the time.
Well, you've got a One X.
I do have a One X, yeah, but I did not play Gears on the. I played Gears of War 4 on the Xbox One X.
Okay.
I already had Gears of War 4 because I had an old Xbox One, like one of the launch models. But then they brought out the X, so I played Gears of War 4 again on the X. And it was a bit of a tech showcase. And Gears 5, I have to say, seems to be going in that step as well. It's like, look at how pretty our graphics are.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, it sounds like you feel good about it having finished it. Are you likely to pick up the full game now because based on what you've played, or how do you feel about that?
I was looking forward to Gears 5 for the story mode anyway.
Yeah.
Because I don't know why, I'm weirdly invested in the Gears of War storyline.
Yeah.
Don't know why, I like it.
Well, it was a key part of it, wasn't it?
For sure.
From the origins of the series, they did go big on the. Well, they went big with everything in it. Big shoulders, big story. Do you know what I mean? But they do put a particular bit of gloss and shine onto the story side. I can understand that. So you're looking forward to just seeing how the story pans out.
Yeah. So I was going to play it for that alone anyway. This tech test has actually got me quite confident about the state of the multiplayer as well.
Good,
I have to say because. That's cool. You know, for a lot of people, Gears of War is a big multiplayer experience. A lot of people play it for either co-op or the versus multiplayer.
Yeah.
And I think, judging from this tech test anyway, I think it's going to be in a pretty good state when it launches because it was, like I said before, it was remarkably smooth for a early access tech test, whatever.
But it is out soon as well, that's the thing.
It's out very soon, yeah. It's out, I can't remember the exact date.
September the 10th.
September the 10th, that's even, I thought it was the end of September, so that's even sooner than I thought.
So it's out on PC and Xbox One, so you could play it on either platform, especially if you've got a big beefy PC like Liam.
Yep.
Or an Xbox One X. It sounds like it runs pretty nicely.
Yeah, and you don't even have to buy it if you don't want. It's going to be on Game Pass, as every Microsoft game is going forward. So,
and that's how all Microsoft, videos end.
Pretty much.
Every time we talk about an Xbox game, we sort of go, but you don't even have to buy it. It's a very weird.
Like if you just want to play this game, you can get a £1 trial for the month and just play it.
Absolutely. I mean, Game Pass is such a good deal, though, isn't it? I mean, this is not a sponsored or anything.
It is a fantastic, especially with it being on PC as well now.
Yeah.
So it's literally just pick what platform you want and go for it.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you want to take Gears 5 for a spin, there is another tech test or whatever they're calling it this time around.
So by the time this video goes out, the current one will have ended.
Yep.
The servers are getting taken offline for maintenance.
Yep.
But there is another one coming up, I want to say, in a week or two.
Okay.
So if you haven't managed to get into it this time round, they're opening it up for another round in the foreseeable future.
And you can get that by just getting a Game Pass, into Game Pass, and you can give it a spin before it actually comes out in full. So that's Gears of War 5, which is out as mentioned on September the 10th. I think it's September the 10th. I'm saying that very confidently. But I think
it seems right.
I think it's September the 10th on PC and Xbox. It's a Microsoft game developed by the Coalition. So check that out if you're into a bit of cover shooters. Thanks, Liam. If you like special moves, remember to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this. We've got a weekly podcast and some bonus Patreon podcast material on the regular as well. So see you soon. Cheers.